Hi there, and good day. Today is actually Sunday, February 13th, and this is the report for the following week of Valentine's Week. This is the Master Pattern Report with your host and moderator, Dr. Bob Flower. Okay, our apologies to some very bad technical difficulties, both on our end and on the end of YouTube. Just complete one screw up after another, and we're hoping that we've gotten this all straightened out. Reporting to you from beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. Okay, so let's see how we've done recently. Our silver position hit its bottom at the last week in January, just as the master pattern had predicted, and is now on the up move. We don't see silver moving much past around $32 for a while yet. I'd say another month to month and a half before it makes any moves. And on any pullbacks over 10% from its current level, we are buyers still. The S&P dropped exactly on the day that the master pattern had predicted. And the dollar is realizing some strength with certain currencies. We expect all of this to change very soon. And if you want to doubt the efficacy of energy patterns, just look at oil. With all the trouble that's going on in the Mideast, it first made a run from about $87, $88 up to $92. Hit a brick wall and has reversed itself since then. And you would think without resolution to the, for instance, Egyptian crisis, that oil would be up around $100 or so. But it's not. So much for socioeconomics. An array for predetermined patterns. Okay. So now, while the S&P is rising, we still believe a down move is nearby. We believe that the equity markets will be level to slightly up, and we see a significant hit coming in late March to mid-April, someplace in there. Credit crisis, banking crisis, something of that sort. You know, nothing that's going to change the face of the nation, but something that will certainly get people upset and reverse the current trends for a while here. The reasons really are not important. What is important is that we are experiencing weak fundamentals. And folks, without fundamentals, things don't go right. I'm sorry. We still haven't learned that lesson. People still haven't learned that lesson in their own lives. Okay, so we're taking profits and we're buying commodities on pullbacks. That's our position, and that's what we're recommending to you. Certainly, you don't want to be in bonds, not right now, because it does look like interest rates are going to rise and perhaps even spike by April. Okay, let's talk about some poor politics that are going on right now. What's with this Obama trying to be the Gipper, trying to be Reagan-esque? I mean, you know, Jesus, good God Almighty, what is with these people? I mean, they're living a lie. You know, get real. Be who you are. You know, and if it's not good enough for people, then change. But don't go around trying to label yourself after, you know, a folk hero who people know you're not like. You know, I think what the Democrats need to do in order to have a winning strategy is, rather than give poor people money from the rich people, is to give them educational tools, give them mentors, give them partner them up with rich, successful people in all walks of life, and give tax credits to those wealthy people who are willing to be mentors to somebody else. In that respect, we're teaching people how to be successful, how to be independent and responsible, not just feeding them and ripping the system off. I mean, God Almighty, that's counterproductive, and it certainly doesn't go to the heart of the laws of potential achievement. For God's sake. Okay, so now here's the other thing. The president is saying that he wants investment in the nation. He wants businesses to get out and invest and whatnot, and that's all well and good. But then he turns around and he raises up the unemployment tax to pay for some more giveaways to the states. Leave the goddamn states alone. The states will be all right without the federal government, just the way we will. And the others, we're a nation of good people. I'm sorry, we're the only melting pot culture in the world, and probably in the history of the world. And for God's sake, we know how to do things. And when it comes time for compassion, we're there as individuals. Big corporations, okay, of course. I agree that there's something fundamentally flawed with too big to fail. Let them fail, the hell with it. Whatever the consequences are, you're better off. The only time big is better is if it's in the buying communities, people gathering together to reduce prices or something like that. Otherwise, big sucks. It's impersonal, and it's tilted with avarice and greed. Let's do away with that, which is something, by the way, that that financial reform bill does not do, and that's what it was supposed to do. These are ridiculous undertakings that we're experiencing by the U.S. government. We're supposed to be cutting out health care, and instead we're adding to it by adding 30 million people on. Whether you're one of the 30 million or not, there are other ways of doing this, for God's sake. Read our website and see what we propose for young people today to be safe in the future and not have to suffer under stupidity and greed of companies and control and power by agencies, governmental agencies. Okay, so now, and by the way, when people say they want a level playing field, which seems to be the mantra of the current administration, and I'm picking on Obama here because I think that he could be a better man than what he's showing. He wants to be known as the Messiah, as one of the greatest presidents in history. Well, he's off to a very poor start because maybe 20-25% of the people in this country believe that. The other 70-80% know what he's doing, and he better understand the way people are interpreting what he's doing. So he's got to get off his backside and get something done here. But they have to understand that people who are looking to level the playing field are dishonest. They're taking from others for themselves, and without responsibility, without the pain and suffering that those people went through to accomplish the things that they've accomplished. And that's the fact, folks. And if you don't know how to do it, you learn how to do it. With today's technology, today's internet and whatnot, God Almighty, there's a million ways to learn and to see what to do. And there certainly is enough books. I know I got 4 of them. Buy one, please. My kids need the money. Okay, now here's the thing. Obama has to reform the health law himself and incorporate into it some of the qualities that the Republicans, the interstate insurance policies and the legal Medicare medical cost bill. Right, and those are just 2 of the things that the Republicans are hoping for. We'll have more predictions for you next week, and we're going to try and actually show you what the master pattern looks like. Okay, folks? Listen, I want you to have a great week. Happy Valentine's Day, sweetheart.